Booyah! Tippy time, my damies, and welcome to episode 32 of Reviewedly Interrupted with me, your host, Pootie Tang. Starting to look Pootie burnt, and it's going to turn into Pootie tan here pretty soon. Alright, with this episode, I'm going to be doing a movie that it's kind of a sleeper. It's if you know, you know, and if you don't, find out. Alright, you better ask somebody about this shit. Pontypool. It's a really, really fucking interesting take on... I'm not even going to say zombies. It's the infected genre, which is like, I don't know, kissing cousins with the zombie genre. People really like to put a clear fucking line in the whole zombie versus infected. But what happens when you get bit by a zombie? You become infected and you become a zombie. They're very, very close, okay? So it's like, stop trying to make this like straight fucking line in the sand with these fucking movies. It's stupid. And Pontypool is a very interesting take on the whole infected genre. Because I mean, you know, you got like movies like what, 28 Days Later, where it's, oh man, they made some kind of serum and, you know, in this laboratory that makes people like rage out and shit like that and blah blah blah, and boom, you know, people become infected and becomes widespread, and they becomes like fast zombies, you know. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. It's like basically these people turn into like flesh-eating fucking, they didn't die first or something, I don't know. And like, this is like kind of like the same thing, except this isn't injected with something, bitten by something or anything like that. This is like, what if somebody found a way to use audio to infect people and turn them into savage fucking insane weirdos? And Pontypool is that movie, and I think it's like, it's great. If you're a fan of the zombie / infected genre, I'm just gonna like lump them together like that, then definitely check Pontypool out if you haven't already, because it's unique in that it's very solidly in the infected genre. It is fucking in there. It is definitely a part of it, but done in such a unique way that it's like it stands on its own as like just something very different in a genre that could be like overplayed or overdone or some shit like that, right? And it's fucking great. It's like I was looking, I think like DVDs of it are like fucking expensive, some of them, and the Blu-ray is expensive, because I think it's one of those ones that like, if it was, oh, everybody knows about this fucking movie, blah 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 blah, then it would be fucking have all these editions and stuff like that. But ones that are a little more under the radar, you find that it's like until they get like some real big like turnaround fucking release on like Blu-ray from some company or some shit like that. Or now it's like they're releasing Blu-ray editions of shit, but they're also getting everything in 4K, you know. So it's like, with the advent of both, like, still a very big booming Blu-ray market, especially with like all these like badass collectors and editions and all this bullshit that's coming out with like through Arrow and Scream Factory, Shout Factory, and Vinegar Syndrome and all that stuff. It's like the Blu-ray market is fucking booming. A lot of movies that you've never heard of are getting, or like heard of way back in the day, are getting really nice releases and getting thrown out there, to where it's like you can get a copy at a decent price and you ain't got to pay like fucking $80 for an import DVD like Rawhead Rex was for a while, you know. And I feel like Pontypool will be a part of that. And it's like everything's getting a 4K with it. So with the advent of the 4K market, it's also like bringing like re-upped editions of a lot of movies. Like they're on like the 25th fucking special collector's edition, blah blah blah, yada yada yada, whatever, of fucking the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it's like with whatever comes after 4K, there'll be a fucking new one for a lot of these. So just be prepared. And Like, my wallet is weeping. It's like, damn, dude, I can't keep up with this shit. But like, I forget where I picked up this set at. I think it was at like FYE or something, or might even have been a fucking it could have been one of those around Halloween Walmart purchases too, or something like that, or Target. You know, it very well could have been. But all really fun movies that, like, you know, it adds Pontypool into the zombie one, because like I said, you know, some people look at the zombie slash infected genre as very, very connected. And look at that, from IFC Films. IFC does awesome shit. IFC Midnight. Oh yeah, IFC Midnight has some really great horror. Very, very good shit. You know, it's like a lot of these companies like IFC and Shudder. And then there's probably some other ones even. You know, they're coming out with like their own movies from their own studio and shit like that, right? And you get some real cool shit because they're not trying to be mainstream. They're not trying to like pack asses in a fucking movie theater, in movie theaters across America and Europe and Asia and everything, and try to make a big box office hit. They're not about box office. That's why you get really interesting, really cool shit. And Independent Film Channel, I mean, they gave us Human Centipede trilogy. Come on now. But yeah, Pontypool, I'm gonna watch this thing again. I introduced my old lady to it, and she's like, fuck yes. And so it's like, we're gonna watch this together again. I think this is maybe the second or third time we've watched it together already. And about the fifth or sixth time I've watched it, it's very good. It has a really nice build. I just love the plot. And yeah, so I'm gonna go watch Pontypool again. Okay, so oh yeah, wada ta, wada ta, people, wada ta, wada ta. Hey, holy Oprah's fupa sweat, Batman. Pontypool. Wow, wow, wow. Fucking wild movie. Oh yeah, by the way, this is take 2. I'm a little pissed, so I'm gonna talk about it. I was like already doing this video, and I was like, I got like 2 or 3 more minutes of yapping about it and kind of wrap things up, and then, you know, I'll put all this shit together and pop it out there to you folk. I say folk because I think there's really only one of you that actually consistently watches this bullshit. But my phone decided to stop the video to tell me that there is a software update. I was like, cool, thanks for updating me on the software update, fucker. I don't care. Later, we'll talk about this later. Anyway, Pontypool, holy shit. I mean, if you're a horror fan like me, you've seen a lot of zombie / infected movies. I mean, you've seen a ton of them, especially zombie movies. Infected movies, I mean, if we're totally jumping away from Reanimated Dead and just in Infected, you know, I've seen a good deal of them, but like not as much as a zombie, the straight up reanimated corpse bullshit, you know. And Pontypool, as far as like the Infected, it's like definitely falls heavier on that side of the fence of it. But I mean, a virus that infects through language and specific words, you know, that is pretty unique and pretty awesome. I mean, like when I first saw it, I was like, what? I was like, I saw previews for it. It was one of those movies that the reason I was like, I really want to see that is because, you know, if I pop in a DVD and it's like, hey, coming soon to DVD or just released on DVD or Blu-ray, or, you know, just like the previews for shit, I watch them. Because that's how I find out about a lot of movies sometimes, you know. It's like one of those classic ways of just watching the previews. And Pontypool I saw pop up on a few, and I was like, oh, that seems pretty interesting, huh? And then like I saw this set, and I think the main reason I got this set was Dead Snow and like I Sell the Dead. The other two I was like, I don't really know any. I saw the previews of Pontypool, didn't know anything about it. Doghouse, no fucking clue. But like, I'm really glad I got it because these are all solid movies. And Pontypool, holy shit. Not bloody. Very minimal blood. Very minimal blood. The effects that they do use are like solid. They're not like hack job stuff. But it's really only like one scene where it's like this chick's face is all fucked up around her mouth. not exactly sure what she did to it. I couldn't really tell, but it's like it was solid effects. But I mean, it's not a bloody movie. It's not bloody. So if you're looking for like a rip your guts out bloody movie, no. But that's the funny thing about it, is that like in a way it is a bloody violent movie, because you're not seeing it, but like the guy in the radio booth, the DJ, is getting news relayed to him about what's going on out there, and they're like describing like cannibalism and just all this brutal shit. A teenage kid that has no hands, there's just like spiky nubs on the end. He lost his hand somewhere somehow, you know, and it's just like how they're tearing into people. You don't see it, but they describe it, and they describe it good enough that it's just like, oh, you visualize that shit. It's like, oh, that's brutal, you know? So it's like how Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like supposed to be so bloody, but all that kind of bloody violence happens off screen. You see very minimal blood in it. Well, this is like the same way, and I thought that was pretty cool, pretty unique, you know? I'm trying to think now, the stuff I was yapping about on the first time I went through this before I was so reviewedly interrupted by my software update. Yeah, that was fun. Another thing is that the acting was solid. Yeah, that's right. The acting was solid. Like, basically, this takes place, like 95% of the movie takes place in one building. There's the intro, the beginning where the DJ is driving to the place, and so it's like outside, and then boom, we're in that motherfucker, you know? It's like the DJ booth, outside of the DJ booth, the fucking stairwells that are right behind there, the kitchen that's right back up behind the booth, the little storeroom that's right. It all takes place like in this one little area. It does have some like B-roll kind of footage when he's reading some obits that kind of explain more of what's going on out in the bitch, and like you know, that's outside of there, you know, showing some shit. But 95% of it all in there. So if you got one person that sucks, there's just like their acting is just like, oh wow, that's not good. Stick out like a sore thumb. But everybody's really solid in this movie, and there's some humor in it. There's actually some really good humor in it, but it's like it's done so straight-faced, and it's in such dreary, dreadful circumstances that it's kind of like it could go right over your head, you know. And like, but there's some funny little quippy dialogue bits here and there where it's like, whoa, dude, did I just get really red? Do I really look that red? I don't know. That's crazy. All of a sudden I'm red guy. Oh my god. I think it might just be the light changing, so it's making me look really weird. Let's try to sit back. Nah, fucking, I don't care. I'm just red guy this time. Pootie tan. But yeah, really solid acting, like some quippy, funny dialogue here and there, and like the one actor that plays, like when the singing group comes in, the one actor that plays Osama bin Laden in the singing group, I always forget his name, but that guy he played a zombie in Land of the Dead. He was in the remake of Dawn of the Dead. He's a good character actor, and he's actually been in a lot of horror movies and plays like these little parts, but he's like, I feel shitty for not remembering his name, but that guy's in it, and it's like, when I see him, I'm like, fuck yeah, but I gotta remember his name, because he's gotta be one of those ones that I'm like, dude. And you gotta watch it through the end credits. When I reviewed Behind the Mask, you know, you hit the end credits, and there's, you know, video playing while the credits are rolling, songs playing and everything, and it kind of gives a little epilogue to the movie and everything. Pontypool does the same thing, but seeing as how it's like over the radio, the movie is talking about like how they're doing shit over the radio, weird frequency video stuff, but no other video. It's like you just really got to pay attention to the audio, which like kind of carries the story along of like post Pontypool and everything, and then it has a little bit of like after the credits and everything, a video like epilogue dealio, which I don't quite get, so I need to get a copy of it. Like if this doesn't have commentary, I need to get a copy that has commentary, or more special features that maybe will explain it. Like the director will be like, "What's this?" You know, it might just be from a short film he did with those characters, like right before, or right after that movie or some shit. I don't know. I gotta find it out. But yeah, the audio epilogue is really tight, and I just really love how it does a very unique spin on the infected genre. Like, think about it. Language, specific words that all of a sudden become infected and spread and turn people into crazy people who have to commit suicide that kills someone else. You know, it's like so weird. It just turns people into these savage, like, suiciders, you know, and that's pretty wild. And I'm gonna break that off real quick and talk about the movie I'm doing next. Nosferatu, Phantom der Nacht. Oh yeah, look at that. Werner Herzog, Klaus Kinski. Got it in this lovely little Herzog Kinski box set that I think I picked up at FYE. It was on sale, so I was like, fuck yeah, because I'm a big Klaus Kinski fan. If it has Klaus Kinski in it, I'm getting it, I'm watching it, I'm loving it, because the motherfucker is great, you know? Even when he's chill, he's intense. The guy is just fucking wild. And now I'm a big, like, Werner Herzog fan, where I'm into, like, what else you got, dude? I'm in, because his cinematography and the way he directs everything is just beautiful, and it's just great. Like, I guess he does a lot of documentaries, so I might have to check out his documentaries, because it's almost like the style that he uses in some of his movies, like, what is that, Aguirre, The Wrath of God? It's like almost, so I can see how it, like, you know, him doing documentaries makes sense. But Pontypool, man, Pontypool. If you haven't seen it, you gotta check that shit out. Because I'm telling you, if you're a fan of the zombie / infected genre and you want something a little different, something that's a little out of the norm from what you usually see, then Pontypool is definitely fucking solid, because it's unique and very well done. Very well done. And the more times you watch it, it's almost like the more you figure out and everything else. And yeah, I don't know. You should watch the movie and see. It's like there's little bits and pieces where it's like, at first I thought something, but then I'm thinking, oh, maybe not, and this and that, you know. And like, I thought he got infected and he was infecting other people, but that he might not have been. It's a very, like, it's a very complex movie that comes across so simple. I mean, even if you just want to watch it for enjoyment, it's a fun romp, man. I like to say romp. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I grew up watching Romper Room, okay? But it's fun because, you know, it's unique and it's something different if you want to see something different. And it, like I said, solid acting. Unfortunately, not very bloody. It doesn't give you a lot. So if you're one of those people that's like, well, I need to see it, I can't just, like, use my brain to imagine things, then don't watch this. You're just gonna be like, this is fucking dumb and boring. You know, if you need the action, this is probably gonna be dumb and boring to you. But if you're into, like, a more psychological, fucking infected movie, then this is definitely for you. So yeah, like, I'm glad I turned my woman on to it too. She really digs it, and I think that's pretty cool, because it's a solid, unique film that it's like one of those ones that every time I watch it, I'm like, dude, I'm so glad I watched this again. And yeah, so all right, I do believe I've signed your pity on the runny kind pretty fucking hard this time. I mean, you might get a bruise, and I'm sorry about that. But this has been Reviewedly Interrupted, episode 32, Pontypool, the unique infected movie, with me, your host, Pootie Tang. So yeah, tippy tie, my damies. I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, Wadata. Pontypool. Booyah.